Alright, back to what I was saying. When Jesus said those that are sick need a physician, he's talking about those that are not of his fold, those that are spiritually dead. The ones that are not sick is the ones that's baptized in his body, that know him. But the ones that are spiritually dead walking around, when he say I'm the God of the living, not the God of the dead, that means he's the God of the ones that's living. Remember, he said I'm the God of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob. He's the God of the living. Those that are spiritually dead is the ones that don't believe Jesus is the Son of God, that's walking around here with their own beliefs, their own way of, you know what I'm saying? Because if they believed that this man truly came down here from heaven, which he did, they'll be spiritually awakened. They'll be covered in the blood of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So the devil don't want you saved, people. But I'm going to read what I said about the physician. They that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. That's verse 12 right there. See where my finger at? They that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. And that's Matthew, the 9th chapter, verse 12. All right. To all these people giving these big time people their money and all that stuff, because that's what it's about. These folks ain't studying your soul being saved. I was in jail in Cleveland with this dude, man. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to be a preacher. Get my church together. And all that stuff there. Then I was in this dude's office on 79th in Chester. He talking to another phony fake preacher. When they pass that money around, the first time, that's my money. The second time they do it, that's your money. Now, I'm in this dude's office laying carpet, or pulling carpet up. He forgot I was in there. You can't play with God, man. And you gotta be one retarded moron to play with the Almighty. You walking around breathing God's air, fool. And he's sitting there babbling off at his mouth. I'm listening to this dude like, when they pass the basket around the first time, that's my money there. The second time, I split that with you. I'm like, dude, is you serious? Let's set the record straight. I do believe Paul wrote, the money that's collected from God, if I had a church of Christ, and I was the teacher of the church, and I don't have a full job. One thing I respect about Claude Lewis, my spiritual granddad, he worked because he used my car to get to work. And he worked for Bunny Speed for a long time in Cleveland, Ohio. All right, Pete gang. A preacher get 10% of the money that's collected if he don't work a full-time job. You get a percentage, 10%. If I grossed in $1 million a week, I get 10%. What's 10% of $1 million, people? It's 100,000. All right. If I gross in 100,000, I get 10% of that. What's 10% of 100,000, people? 10,000. All right. The money that's collected in that church, because I went to T.D. Jakes' Potter House. I didn't go there to, that's how I met his son. All right, I was staying with this young lady that lived in these apartments called Magnolia in Dallas. You know what I mean? And she let me stay there and everything. She was telling me that these people wouldn't even help her, and I'm living proof. Because when she let me stay in her apartment, and she had a raw apartment, you know what I'm saying? Her lights was out. And she said she went to them, they wouldn't even give her money to get her lights turned on. In the apartments that she stayed in the Magnolia, these people, they got their own little light thing going on. It wasn't no outside light company. She have to take the money up to the office and they'll turn the lights on, pop the switch, and her lights will come back on. But these people wouldn't even help this lady, man. Truth is right. Right is right, and God is truth. Just like I tell people, even when I was a child, I wasn't good at lying, man. That's a gift that I'm glad I ain't in here. You know what I mean? I was, for the most part, I was truthful. You know what I mean? I couldn't, lie. You know what I mean? You got people that can look you dead in your face. And excuse me, I'm not mad at her, my wife, soon-to-be ex-wife. Look you dead in your face and be telling a bold-faced lie. Hey, why would I want to sleep with your brother? And what really caught her is what I told her all her buddies around the world would be looking at her on TV to make a fool out of herself. And we supposed to flew out to Steve Wilkos show the next day. And she bagged out. Talking about her mom wouldn't watch her kids. I'm like, oh yeah, you sure it ain't what I told you the night before? Your Mason buddies and all them gonna be looking at you make a fool out yourself on TV. And what really got me is when she had her buddy rig the little test thing up. The guy in Akron. He wasn't testing. That dude there put it together for 96%. You are telling the truth. I'm like, oh yeah, Bobby. So, and I remember I couldn't even call her name without sinning. Calling her MFB and every name in the book. I forgive her, But God didn't say you had to forgive and don't talk about it no more. He said forgive. But I'm not bitter about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying how she tried to play me about this lying. So when I talked to Nick at the show, Nick was like, what was her results, Carrie? I was like, 96%. She bust out laughing on the phone. She was like, that's wrong. I say, she said the dude made her lie to show her that it was accurate. She was like, whether he made her lie or not, if she telling the truth, it gonna come back 99.9%. You telling the truth. 96. See that devil's number in there. 96. 96, you telling the truth. Nah, that's wrong. And she called the show. And I guess she thought I was going to say, oh, my wife ain't messing around, man. She called the show. She ain't sleeping with my brother, my cousin, my, family members, my mama's husband. It's all in my head, Then she called the Patricia show. Y'all remember the Patricia show, the lady from England? I was in Arkansas with the brothers and sisters staying at their house, And she called me. I'm minding my business. She called me talking about, yeah, we supposed to go to the Patricia show. They gonna get back with us in 2 weeks. We ain't going nowhere, man. So I thank God I wasn't never no liar. You know what I mean? But you got people that love lies, and all I am is for God, the truth. I do gospel rap to help people. But I'm being criticized, threatened. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing something for my king, my everything. And I didn't get this war started. If it's a war going on, me and the Masons or whatever, it ain't me. It ain't no war on my part because the war is already won. Satan can't do nothing with God. And that's a known fact. That's why I rock with him. But at the same time, y'all look within y'all own. Bobby Nicole Burnett from Canton, Ohio. That's who got things started. If she wouldn't have never got on no chat line and I told her I'm not on here looking for nobody, and when I told her I'm getting off because I got to get my child up for school, my responsibility by my real wife, and when I got ready to hang up, do we exchange numbers? I wouldn't be where I'm at. I fear God, man. I done been through too much. Losing my mother, and she could have had something to do with that. My mother didn't drink, didn't smoke crack, didn't smoke cigarettes, but she's gone. And if you can't live, if you can't die for what you believe in, it ain't no sense in you living. Because we all gonna die. And all you do is separate the real from the fake. You got cowards in this world. Just like it was a power thing with Martin Luther King. I'm just speaking things that other people think, but they scared to speak. Y'all fear Illuminati and these Freemasons, but you don't fear God, what's above your head. You're not breathing the devil's air. You're breathing God's air, people. And that's real talk. So before you criticize me, Carrie, look within your own realm. Look at what's going on. Y'all allow it.